Problem 4, solving a real-world problem. This one's about architecture. An architect uses software to design the ceiling of a room. The architect needs to enter an equation that represents a new beam. The new beam will be perpendicular to the existing beam, which is represented by the red line. The new beam will pass through the corner, represented by the blue point. What is an equation that represents the new beam? Step 1, we'll use the slope formula to find the slope of the red line that represents the existing beam. The slope formula, remember, is y2 minus y1, representing the rise, over x2 minus x1, representing the run. That simplifies, in this case, to negative 2/3. The slope of the line that represents the existing beam is negative 2/3. Step 2, find the opposite reciprocal of the slope from step 1. We should be getting pretty good at this by now. The opposite reciprocal of negative 2/3 is positive 3/2. Step 3, use point-slope form to write an equation. The slope of the line that represents the new beam is 3/2, and it will pass through the point 12, 10. An equation that represents the new beam is y minus 10 equals 3/2 times the quantity x minus 12, or if we take the time to rewrite it in slope-intercept form, y equals 3/2 x minus 8. Your turn. What equation could the architect enter to represent a second beam whose graph will pass through the corner at 0, 10 and be parallel to the existing beam? An equation that represents the existing beam is y equals negative 2/3 x plus 8.